Hey, it's Cairo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in Mythic. We're playing Jeskai Hinata, and we're playing it in Best of 1. This deck is really popular in Best of 3 or traditional format, but nobody really expects it in Best of 1, so we tweaked it just a little bit, and we're getting some good results with it. So it's a really fun deck. It does nuts things at turn 4, 5, and 6, and I'm happy to share it with you today. All right, here we go. If you want to skip the deck breakdown, just hit the description and you'll go straight into the gameplay. Thank you for liking and subscribing. First of all, we have Flame Blessed Bolt down at the bottom here. 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. The important part here is if it would die this turn, you exile it instead. There are a lot of things that can be brought back from the graveyard in the format, so exile is more important than ever. This is a tweak. We have 2 Fading Hopes. Normally not played, but I found that Fading Hope is ultra good in the beginning against aggro. It's also ultra good against mid-range decks that rely on big creatures such as Titan of Industry or things like that, and for 1 mana, it's just great. Also, the Scry is very important here because it allows you to hit your land drops or line up your next draw. Spike Field Hazard, 1 damage to any target. Again, if you play it as a spell, it exiles the thing instead of putting it into the graveyard, or it's a land. March of Swirling Mist is very good in this deck because, say it's turn 5, you have 5 mana, you have this in your hand and Goldspan Dragon. You launch a Goldspan, then all of a sudden you have instant protection for your Goldspan with March of Swirling Mist. Likewise with Hinata, which we'll get to in just a second. This can phase X amount of creatures out of the battlefield, yours, theirs, whatever you choose, if you have Hinata on the battlefield for 1 blue mana, any number of target creatures. Very powerful. Jwari Disruption, land, also a good counter early. I've found it to be a decent counter later as well, because in this format, there's heavy mid-range, there's a lot of tapping every single mana every turn. So when it comes turn 5, people like to tap out for Lolths. You know, turn 6, 7, they're tapping out every land, and this can actually catch people on that. Make Disappear, the common counterspell from Streets of New Capenna. Counter target spell unless the controller pays 2. Very good. Negate, a lot of powerful non-creature spells in the format. Efficient counterspell, 2 mana, cancels Meathook Massacre, cancels removal. Very good. Dragon's Fire for removal. Expressive Iteration, very good on turn 2 and 3 for going to grab a land, put into play, and then filter something back into your hand. Shatterskull Smashing. Fable the Mirror Breaker, I'm sure you've seen this. This is all around in the meta right now. 3 mana gets you a 2/2 Goblin Shaman. When it attacks, you get a treasure token. And then you can discard, filter out some crap that you don't need in your hand right now. Draw into, say you need lands, you need something. Loot out a couple cards. And then the big nonsense happens whenever it exiles, comes back in as a 2/2 creature that can make copies of things. And you'll see that in some of these games. Hinata, Dawn Crowned, one of the best cards of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, a 4/4 flying trample for 4. Make sure that you're getting if you have Hinata in your hand, make sure you're lining up your lands correctly to make sure you have at least 1 white mana. Spells you cast cost 1 less for each target. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more for each target. So like I said before, if you have March of Swirling Mist, you target X things, it reduces the cost by X. You can tap out or phase out anything for 1 blue mana. Goldspan Dragon, the All-Star of Kaldheim. Very powerful card, especially paired with Hinata. And then we have Magma Opus. Thing about Magma Opus, there's a little bit of math involved here, but it's always going to cost you 1 red, 1 blue. But just like March of Swirling Mist, if you have Hinata on the field, you target 4 different things, deal some damage to them, and then you tap 2 things. That's 6 targets, so it's a reduction of 6 colorless mana. So if there are 6 targets in total, 2 to be tapped, 4 to deal damage to, you can Magma Opus for 2 mana. Just make sure that you have a red and a blue available. You cannot swing in with Goldspan and think you're going to Magma Opus off of that treasure token. Because Goldspan, the treasure's only sack to make 2 red or 2 blue or 2 green or whatever. So, common mistake there. Make sure that you have at least 1 of each color open. You can't do it off a single treasure token. In the land suite, we have Hall of Storm Giants, Island, Mountain for Field of Ruin, Deserted Beach, Hengegate Pathway, Riverglide Pathway, Stormcarved Coast, Needleverge Pathway, Sundown Pass, and that is the deck. I hope you enjoy the games. Thank you very much for subscribing, sticking with me. I can't believe we're over 1,200 subscribers now, and it's all because of you. Could not do it without you. Thanks very much. Enjoy. Back at it again with Jeskai Hinata. We got 2 gold spans, we have a Magma Opus, we have a Jwari Disruption. Nothing really going on for the first 2 or 3 turns. Opponent's going first. Okay, let's keep it. Let's see if we're going to get smoked by aggro if they're a little bit slower. Ah, Jwari Ruins for you. Okay, let's play a Sundown Pass. Follow it up with a Riverglide Pathway. Hold up our negated Jwari. Okay. Cave of the Frost Dragon and Jwari. So, what does that tell us? That tells us we're playing against control. That down. Pass the turn. I have a feeling they're going to pass the turn. We're going to be looking at each other for a little while. You go, you go, you go. You play a spell. No, you. I insist. You go ahead. We have enough counters that we can play this. Get this in tapped. No, you go. I insist. Please. Your turn. We have our white mana, Linvala, you say? No. We're playing against angels? Didn't expect that. Spell Pierce it? Okay. That's fine. We'll let Linvala resolve. Save our counter for something else. Thinking about getting rid of the Magma Opus here and just going all in on Goldspan. It's probably a good move. And if we draw a land, even better. Perfect. Alright. In you go, Goldspan. And we'll hold up 2 counterspells. To make sure that we control this board from here on out. So we let Linvala resolve. That way we can counter 2 things. And then we have more Goldspan Dragons to boot, so looking pretty good here. It's bizarre. So this looked like Azorius Control to me, and then, I mean, it kind of is, right? They had a Spell Pierce, and they have Linvala. So I'm not sure if we have angels or what's going on here. Yeah, we'll take 3. And then nothing. Okay, we just follow our plan here. I think they're gonna try to counter this, probably. Into the Royal, they kicked it. Well, in that case, we counter that. And then we generate another treasure from this being a target. In for 8. 2 more treasures. The most threatening thing to us is a non-creature spell right now. So we have a negate, that's good. Resplendent Marshal. Okay. Oh, if the magic gods gave us a Magma Opus right now. Oh my goodness. Hey, that's just as good. Alright. 1, 2. Phase out. Swirling Mist around Linvala and Resplendent Marshal. Good game. Going first, I like having a Fading Hope in the hand. That's good. Although we have a tapped land. We play Coast first and then Needle Verge. This looks okay, though. Don't mind this. Fading Hope, such a clutch card against aggro. And it's good. I mean, it's basically good all game long, right? So this is white-blue. This is red-white. Doesn't matter much. We might want that. Oh, that doesn't matter. All right. White. Snarl for the first land. Thrilling Discovery. Alright, so this is... Whenever somebody plays Thrilling Discovery against you, this is an Invoke Justice Reanimator card, which they got Invoke Justice here. So we have a negate. That's awesome. Play the Coast. They're not going to do anything now. Nothing too crazy, so let's get our Fable out there. I believe their target's going to be Velomachus Lorehold. That's what they're going to want to reanimate with Invoke Justice. So if we can hold up Negate, we'll be good to go. Cathartic Pyre. What do they discard? What'd I say? Velomachus Lorehold. Portable Hole on that. Good play. Okay. We're going to need... land. I think March may not help us. We want the negate. We want the dragon. Let's get rid of March. Another gold span. Put this in on red. Hold up negate and fading hope. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, and I'm not gold spanning right now. I'm just gonna... Another Fable. Keep up our negate. Because they're itching to get that Invoke Justice going. They have 4 white. Is it time? It's time. Well, it's time for negate. Magma Opus. We need a land. We want to play Goldspan now and attack with it. Let's get rid of 1 Goldspan. Flame Blessed Bolt. That sucks. Okay. Okay. How are we going to do this? Let's chill. Let's hold up the Fading Hope. If they do get this reanimated with a bunch of counters on it, we want to be able to bounce it, right? That spell's doom for us. Okay. Into the hand. Alright, give me a land. Nope. Okay, we're holding up Fading Hope again. Then we should be able to Magma Opus next turn, close out the game. What do we have? 4, 5, 6. They only have 6 lands, so they can't straight up cast Velomachus. We don't have a counter, but we have a bounce spell. Fable is fine. Growing Discovery, that's fine. Okay, they have 1 open mana. Let's get it. Let's do it. Alright, good game. Dragon tokens. Infinite money. Treasure. Everywhere. Okay, we're on the play. 2 Fables of the Mirror Breaker. We have 3 lands. They're a little bit complicated lands, though. We can do Jwari turn 1. Mountain, and then have a Dragon's Fire up. Seems okay. Sundown Pass for the opponent. This is important. We just got a white mana, which is nice. We might need that. We also need to work on getting 2 red. So we want to not use the Spike Field Hazard if at all possible as a damage spell. So let's get that down now. There's nothing they can do on turn 2 that really, like, destroys us. So we might as well use that tap land now. Ensure that we have 2 red for our Goldspan Dragon. Okay, Bloodthirsty Adversary. Core Blade Master. Double Strike. Equip warriors you control have double strike. Okay. What are the chances of them having a Maul with Skyclaves? That would mean 6 damage in the air to us. Let's get a Fable the Mirror Breaker down. If they do equipment, we'll take like 6, 7, 8 damage, something like that. We'll attack back. Play a Goldspan, and Dragons Fire this once they invest the money into the mana into equipping it. Their absolute optimal play here would be Maul the Skyclaves, I believe. And if that happens, it's not the end of the world. Okay. We don't need 3 Fables. We have another land for Goldspan. Let's deploy this. Set a stop before combat. Let's see if they try to either equip this Blade Master or just make it big, and then we'll just Dragon's Fire it away. That should put them pretty far behind. Citizen's Crowbar. Create a 1/1 green-white citizen creature. Attach it to it. Equip creature has +1/+1. And has tap planes, tap it, sack it, destroy target artifact and enchantment. Okay. Where are we going with the counter here? Going there? Alright. We're still a little bit vulnerable here. We don't have a lot of removal, so we're just going to have to beat this race. Charger. So let's say we play this land, we go in with a Goldspan Dragon, we attack with this, this, and this. We generate 3 treasures, we play another Goldspan. Will that be good enough? Three Goldspans. Keeping 3 Goldspans seems greedy, but it might be our path to victory. I actually like that. And they can kill our other thing. And then we throw this bad boy out to block. Yeah, and then hopefully we draw a big spell. We can make, if this reflection stays around, we can play... We draw another land, we play this Goldspan, make another copy, and attack with 4 of them. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I like that they blocked with their Charger and their Core Blade Master. Brunor. Each creature you can control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. Okay. Do we have lethal? Not quite, right? We'll take that. Although maybe now we do. Now we do. Good game. Spikefield Hazard if we need it. 3 lands. Hinata and Magma Opus. So that's our goal. Be able to get Hinata out and Magma Opus. We have the white mana. Get Needle Verge. Hold up Spikefield Hazard. We don't really have anything to do in turn 2 anyway, so see what we're dealing with here. Alright. Not the coolest thing to have 2 toughness. The Hopeful Initiate will not be a problem if we can keep it from training a bunch of times. See what they have in store for turn 2. White, white. Luminarch. Do that. Okay. Jwari down. Hold up a Jwari Disruption. So far, we've successfully stopped them from being ultra aggressive. We'll need to continue that for another 2 or 3 turns to really set up. We don't need 2 of these right now. Rather have the mana to ramp. So now we have a March of Swirling Mist, which will protect our Hinata. Because we have a treasure token. So we're comfortable playing Hinata now, because we can just phase things out. Then it'll be Opus time. Probably. They kind of need to have more things on the battlefield, though. Okay. We'll take 1. We need more targets for the Magma Opus to make it cheap. Get that down on red in case we draw a Goldspan. So right now we can target 1, 2, 3. They didn't really draw lands though either, so to be fair, I mean they got screwed a little bit. Good game. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah, this seems fine. We want to have Flame Blessed Bolt as soon as possible, but we also want Make Disappear as soon as possible. So in that event, let's put down Deserted Beach, get that in tapped, and then next turn, if we sense that we need to, we can also pay the 3 life to have this available. Snarl revealing Jetmir's Garden. Alright, so the optimal play here, I think, is going to be to hold up Make Disappear, because whatever they play on turn 2 is going to have more than 2 toughness, so we can't Flame Bless Bolt it out. What we want to do is probably save the Bolt for this when it becomes a creature. So, get this down on red. Hold up Make Disappear. Not out of the woods yet, though. We don't have a creature counterspell. All we have is a negate. Okay. We need 1 more mana to safely protect Hinata with a negate. But we may not have that luxury. Let's put it down. If they deal with it, they deal with it. If they don't, we have a Goldspan next turn, and we can really start hammering. Okay, we're racing Boros here. Not sure how that's going to turn out, but yeah, pretty bad. Seems like. Oh, are we dead yet? We might be dead. Yeah. Good game. Yeah. Boros is nasty. Thundering Raijus, those are good. Good game.